This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat.
We got the spoilers late today, so I'm going to be going through my boy Miyamura on Twitter. Please check him out. And no, that doesn't mean I'm not going through Rukasu for the spoilers anymore. It's just, Rukasu can only provide us with the spoilers when they are able to get them. So please still sign up for Rukasu's Discord. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video to this chapter when we get better leaks or the official. I don't know, but let's get into it. So the title of the chapter is The Story of How We All Became Heroes, -1. I'm assuming the -1 is referring to the villain's side of the story because that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this chapter. Specifically Toga, Dabi, Spinner, and there's a little All for One sprinkled in there. And yes, it's been a very long time since we've seen these characters, or at least Toga. I'm not really sure, but I know most of them went MIA after the last war. The chapter starts with Toga slowly walking in a deserted house in midst of a devastated town. One of the pillars in the house has a height measured marks, which seems to be of Toga. She's having flashbacks of her parents cursing and treating her as a devil's child. So yeah, in this chapter, we're going to be seeing Toga returning to her childhood home. It appears that she still has some emotional ties to this place, or just her youth in general, I guess. Not so much her parents, since obviously they were awful, as we're going to find out in this chapter. And that's more so shedding light, at least in my opinion, on who is going to be saved, redeemed, or just live at the end of the series. And for sure it's going to be Toga and Spinner. These two were set up to be the most victims of circumstance outside of like Shigaraki, who's of course also going to be saved at the end, or more so Tenko is. Check out my video, I don't know what I called it, Deku Quirk Singularity something. I talk about what I think is going to happen at the end of the series and where Shigaraki's arc is eventually headed. But I say Toga, Spinner, and Shigaraki specifically because, like I said, they're more set up to have that eventual arc. Dabi, on the other hand, not so much. I'm pretty sure he's going to die at the end, either by sacrificing himself or just straight up being killed. And of course, All for One. I mean, he has no redeeming qualities to him at all.
Tokyo Treat is a monthly Japanese subscription box full of popular Japanese candy and snacks, such as Japan-exclusive Kit Kats, Ramune, ramen, and many more. This thing is jam-packed. I am so surprised by how much stuff is in this box. I literally couldn't bring it all with me on the plane. I had to like finagle everything around and make sure everything got to me in one place. And unfortunately, the TSA wound up taking my Mariaka strawberry milk because, security theater, but I'm sure it was super delicious. Thankfully, they give you this booklet that has the information on like all of the snacks in this box. So these are called taro beans, but it's good. It's delicious. This is shrimp salt popcorn. It just has like a hint of shrimp to it. It's not overpowering. Then we got these Yamato turtle crackers. Then we got nostalgic milk senbai. This didn't come like this. I stepped on this, I'm sorry. This tastes like an ice cream cone. So this is Dondanyaki kimchi flavor. Wow. I'm not even capping. This is the best thing I've eaten so far. This is delicious. Also, they like straight up give you ramen in this. I just moved in. I don't even have forks. Spoons. So you're about to watch me eat this like a caveman or something. Forgive me. That's much better than I thought it was going to be. Sherbet Pero Cola flavor. Dipping lollipop thing. It has a really interesting flavor. Then we have Mashro. Yeah, if you like marshmallows. Mini strawberry milk choco balls. They're deceptively good. Strawberry cream and biscuit snack pack. That was way better than I thought it was gonna be. Thai Chew Premium Amao Strawberry. Yeah, it's kind of like gum that you can swallow. Ramune Candy Strawberry. It's like a hard candy version of the last thing that we just ate. Strawberry soft serve marshmallow. My Choco Bites. This is amazing. Sweet Choco Croissant. There you go. The strawberry milk Kit Kats. These. That's a 9 out of 10. Guys, please check out Tokyo Treat. Link is in the description. Guys, this company has been so patient with me. So if you want to help me out, just pick up one of these Tokyo Treat subscription boxes for yourself. It's legitimately a lot of fun. And if you have like friends or significant others, they're gonna love this stuff too. And it's something you could share with them. Everyone is gonna have a good time with this stuff. It's essentially just a win-win. I wouldn't cap to you about this, guys. Thanks.
She climbs to the second floor and opens the door of her room, where she used to lay on her bed when she was a child. Toga starts to bite her hand until blood began to flow from it as she sees the child being happy and singing, "I want to be a little bird." And that's all the translations that Miyamura was able to get at this moment. Like I said, spoilers came late, so the translations are going to come even later. But we somehow have the full entire chapter leaked as well, but not translated, so I'm just going to go off of what I'm able to see from the leakers, and then I'll just try my best to make sense of it. So Dabi shows up where Toga is, and he's being, you know, all Dabi-like. And I'm assuming that he's saying, like, hey, let go of your past, because, you know, parents suck, and then he blows up her childhood house. Now, I don't know how much this is exactly affecting Toga, but she does pull out one of her blood vials from like one of her Batman pouches. And from what I've been able to see, I think this is Izuku's blood, insinuating that she has like this big master plan for using one for all or something. Again, guys, I could be wrong here. So before you go, no, you're wrong, just know, limited information here. But speaking of her using one for all, or hypothetically, if this does happen to be her plan or whatever, I'm assuming Horikoshi has some kind of loophole or something that goes into this, because obviously we've explored this aspect before when Monoma tried to copy One for All and it didn't work out because he was only able to copy like the base of the quirk. He obviously didn't take like the quirk factor from Izuku with all of the stockpiled power and all of the inherent operating system that comes with it. So it's probably going to be the same for Toga, but then again, like I said, Horikoshi might throw some curveball loophole in there, or he'll just invent a new reason for it to work for her. If it does come to that, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, we're just speculating here. So then we cut to Spinner, and he's walking into that secret cave place where All for One is chilling at right now, and he's there with Skeptic and Shigaraki, who is like, I guess, writhing in pain right now because he's like regenerating from his battle against Star and Stripe. Spinner, of course, very concerned about Shigaraki because that's like Spinner's idol at this point. Everything that Spinner is doing right now is for Shigaraki. I mean, partly for himself, of course. He needed Shigaraki as like that pillar to hold him up. Something he didn't have before because of his discrimination, which I'm assuming is going to be touched on in this chapter because Skeptic and All for One are talking to Spinner here, and we're seeing like footage of either the Tartarus prison escapees like causing ruckus in cities, or just simply riots happening of people with like heteromorphic quirks such as Spinner. And I'm assuming that this is coming full circle here with what All for One, and I guess Skeptic by proxy, always kind of wanted to use Spinner for, and that was kind of like a mascot to manipulate all of the heteromorphics out there to come fight this war against the heroes for All for One. But Skeptic hands Spinner like this flash drive or something that, I don't know, he's going to do something with, which I'm assuming is for the goal of inciting like this global riot. We see Spinner holding it and he's looking at Shigaraki, and I'm assuming that that's like the final motivation he needs. Like, if this means that Shigaraki can become the king of the world, then I'm gonna do it. Then in the final panel, we see a bunch of villains like going towards a city or something. It's a super potato quality, so it's very difficult to make out, but we're seeing like one of the Liberation Army commander guys. I don't know, it's this guy, or at least I hope I was able to find a picture of him. But he has like a cool sword now. But the most important reveal here is the sludge villain. The sludge villain from the first chapter / first episode, he's back. I'm not sure why I'm like so happy / excited to see this guy. Maybe because it reminds me of All Might's heyday, you know, before he was nerfed. And speaking of that, this guy took like 2 Detroit smashes like 3 feet from his face and live to tell the tale. And whatever his weird quirk is really good. So I would like to see him like fight against the current meta of the My Hero world. I mean, he's not going to be like a beast or anything unless he gets that secret, you know, prison power up that the villains somehow get. But otherwise, this could just be, I don't know, Bakugo getting his redemption against this guy because he was like too weak to take him down before, but now that Bakugo is like pretty much, you know, as strong as any billboard hero, I'm sure he's going to destroy the sludge villains, similar to how Izuku just completely destroyed Muscular. But that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you think about these spoilers. Again, I'll try to make a follow-up video once we get better information, but have a great day. And subscribe if you'd like, because that's like the only button on YouTube that matters anymore.